going? I'm here with another playthrough of my Supernatural TBR game. I'll be playing with Dean this time. So let's just start. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I forgot to pick a demon card, so let's do that. Okay. This will be interesting. I got Chuck, so all my books must be non-fiction unless the prompt says it's a fiction book. Okay, hopefully that makes sense, because Chuck creates the real world. So I landed on blue, and it's a star, so it means it doesn't have to fit the prompt. And it's The Demon Trap, which is a book with an ugly cover. Okay, I'm going for 10 books, so, oop, that is a 3, 1, 2, 3, that's another blue card, and this time I got Pie, so that's a mood read, just a book that I feel like reading. Four, 1, 2, 3, 4, purple are library card books, so Tulpa is a graphic novel. 3, 1, 2, 3, another library pick. Nephilim, so I'm gonna have to continue a series. I think I know which series I want to continue. That's 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, brother. They're dolls, you're supposed to play with them. This is another prop card. And it's the Horseman's Rings, and because the Horsemen signal the end of time, or the last of time, I guess, I picked the last book on my shelf. That'll be interesting. So we're at 5. Oop, that's a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another blue exempt card. I don't think I'm gonna get any red cards. So this is a lighter, which is very important for the boys, and that's to choose from the prompt jar, which I believe is this one. Yes. Okay. So let's pick prompt. They're all stuck together because, okay, there's 2. I'm just gonna pick that one. And the prompt is a memoir. So that fits in with the nonfiction. Okay. Another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Fake ID. A book I should have read in school but didn't, as in I faked it. Okay. Come on, red. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another library card. Hellhound. It has to have an animal on the cover. Is this an exempt prompt? No. Okay, looks like we're going to the library soon. Throw the dice. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I just go back 1? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Flannel, a random genre generator. Okay. 2. Finally get a red card. Our character is Claire, and she's LGBTQ+, so I have to read an author. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last roll. This is when I do it out. Okay. You got a 3. 1, 2, 3. That's another red exempt. So we got Mary, which is a book I have to review. But yeah, this card hasn't gone very well in the past. It's my own game. I'm gonna redraw. Charlie, most anticipated comics. I'll do that. And comics, I believe, are in this one. Comics. There's one stuck up in here, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna pull these all out and just grab one from the middle. And that comic is Batman Night Cries. So that's it. I have my 10 prompts. I'll now go pick the books. So there is the game, and now I'll show you what I chose. I kind of went a little interpret-y on the prompts there to just kind of fit. So everything had to be nonfiction unless it landed on the exempt. And there was one exempt book, and that was for the tag Ugly Cover, The Demon Trap. And I decided to go for this beast, The Bone Hunters by Steven Erikson. This is the next book in the Malazan series. Book number, God knows at this point. Oh, it's only number 6. Would you look at that? Out of 10. But, you know, we're getting now to the second half, which is exciting. It looks like we are back where the other book started, instead of at the beginning of the whole thing, which book 5 did. It's confusing. They're non-linear. Very non-linear. Yeah. I got Flannel, which would be a random genre generator, and I just picked a random one online, and it wasn't specific for nonfiction, but I did it anyways and said I'll make it work. And it said mystery, so I kind of took that to mean like a little true crime maybe. And I went for this, Under the Banner of Heaven. So on July 24th, 1984, a woman and her infant daughter were murdered by 2 brothers who believed they were ordered to kill by God. So true crime, mystery. I thought it fit the prompt, by John Krakauer. So that sounds really interesting. Then for mood read, pie, because you have to be in the mood to eat pie, and Dean's always in the mood to eat pie. Me personally, I'm allergic to a lot of stuff, so even if I'm in the mood to eat pie, it's a bit complicated. Anyways, I've decided to pick up this one. How to Kill a City, Gentrification, Inequality, and the Fight for the Neighborhood by Peter Moskowitz. And this is about gentrification, you know, when richer, affluent people go in to a neighborhood and kind of price the residents of that neighborhood out of that neighborhood through various means. I'm hoping to learn about in this book. Yeah, I'm really interested in gentrification and that. The next prompt was Lighter for Prompt Jar, and even though this was exempt, the prompt I got was a memoir, which is still nonfiction, so I got this book, The Girl with No Name, The True Story of a Girl Who Lived with Monkeys by Marina Chapman. If you've heard of feral children, I was obsessed with feral children and learning about them. They're basically children who've been abandoned and live with animals. You know, it doesn't always happen in the wild. Sometimes it happens, you know, on a farm, and the kid just gets stuck with the pigs and lives with the pigs, you know, doesn't go into the house, loses language, starts mimicking the behavior of the animals around them. So it's really interesting. And this is a girl who, she was kidnapped, yeah, in South America, and then her kidnappers abandoned her in the jungle. And it says for the next 5 years she lived with a troop of Capuchin monkeys, but was able to get out and I guess retain enough language in order to write the book, or learned it again. I also got Fake ID, a book I should have read in school but didn't. And I decided this could be interpreted 2 ways. It could be interpreted as in, like, I was assigned this book and I didn't actually read it, or a book that I felt should have been assigned in school, but I wasn't assigned in school. And I interpreted it that the second way. So in university, I had a minor in history, and I just took a lot of Latin American history. Like literally I took, in 4 years, I took like 6 or 7 courses on Latin American history. And 1 course on Caribbean history, and then 1 course on Métis history. So yeah, I got this book that I felt should have been assigned to me at some point, but wasn't. Yeah, it was written in 1985, so it would have been definitely released before I was born, so it should have been released while I was in university. So this is Memory of Fire, Genesis. It's a history of Latin America, starting with creation stories. And I believe this one goes up to 1700s. 1700 is the date of the last entry. So yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't know how I managed to miss that book in the Latin American history courses. Then I got The Horseman's Rings, the last unread book on your shelf, and ooh, it is warm in here. And that was actually the 3rd book from the end on my shelf, and it's The Black Count, Glory, Revolution, Betrayal, and The Real Count of Monte Cristo by Tom Rees. And oh, there's bookmarks in here. Oh, cool. So some dude got this for his birthday. Let's see. I'm gonna shame you. Okay, it doesn't have a name, but it's from his girlfriend or wife or something. Indeed, I love you more than any man born on any day in the entire universe. Now kiss me, you fool. Heartless. And they brought it from Indigo. Things you find in books. Anyways, yeah. So this, I think, is about, I don't think it's about Alexandre Dumas. I believe it is about his father? Don't quote me on that. Yes. Both books written by his son. So, yeah, we have this dude who inspired some great books. I haven't read The Count of Monte Cristo in years, but I still call it one of my all-time favorite books, so maybe this will inspire me to pick it up again. And then the last physical book I have, okay, so what happened? What happened was I got this red card, LGBTQ plus author, and I didn't have any books, non-fiction books, on my shelf by an LGBTQ author that I wanted to read. Non-fiction. Non-fiction. But there was, I did want to read Invisible Orientation from the library. I'll put a picture here. So I decided to swap this one with one of the library prompts and use a book off my shelf instead. It's my own game. I can make up my own rules. So the library prompt I decided to switch out was Hellhounds, and this is a book with an animal on the cover, and I found this one, and oh, there's pictures. Oh, there's pictures. Anyways, this is The World Without Us by Alan Wiseman, and this is, you know, what would happen if humans disappeared. What would happen? Nature takes over, and how that would happen. I used to love these types of TV shows when they were on. I just found them absolutely fascinating. So I just got back from the library and I have my books chosen for that, and then some other books that weren't on the list. Yeah, so all nonfiction, iffy on a bit maybe. So let's just get into it. I swapped out the cards. I explained that earlier. So an LGBTQ plus author for Claire. It's focusing on my face, so. And I actually did my first library hold, like requesting it from another library to bring in. And it was super easy. It was done in like 2 days. So this is The Invisible Orientation, An Introduction to Asexuality by Julie Sandra Decker. I identify as asexual, and I just thought I should probably read about it. And August is Pride Month in Fredericton in New Brunswick, so yeah. Then for continuous series, it had to be nonfiction, and technically I found this in the nonfiction section. see, there's a 741.59. And it's, I couldn't think of any other nonfiction that's in a series. Like, I know there's some like diaries and maybe like memoirs and stuff like that, but yeah, it was kind of hard, and I hadn't started any, so I decided to start this one. So this is volume 1, the graphic canon, the world's great literature as comics and visuals, and it's really cool. It's got everything from got some Tibetan stories, some stories from the Bible, Native American folk tales, Homer, Plato, Lao Tzu, an Incan play, a Japanese no play, a sacred book of the Quiche Maya, the visions of St. Teresa of Avila, dangerous liaisons, a vindication of the rights of women, Midsummer Night's Dream, The Flea by John Donne, that's one of my favorite poems. That'll be interesting to read. A Modest Proposal by Jonathan Swift, and they're all done in like different art styles. Gotta be careful because I think there's some nudity in here. Yeah, so I'm actually really looking forward to that. And then for Tulpa, I had to pick a graphic novel, and I guess that could technically count, right? But I also had this picked out. It's called What It Is by Linda Barry, and the subtitle is The Formless Thing Which Gives Things Form. And I think it's just about being creative, and like there are bits about her as a kid and stuff like that, and trying to provoke creativity. Oh, there's a bookmark in there. Yeah, nothing. It's just from the Indigo. Nothing special. Yeah, so there's that. Those were the 3 books I was supposed to get. And then, of course, I got a lot more. I got the Merlin Trilogy by Mary Stewart. I was looking for the second book in the series that I'm currently reading from the library. The King's Crown Trilogy or something like that. The first book is over there. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. The second book was Prince of Dogs anyways, and they didn't have it. They had the 5th and the 7th book there. So I think it's one of those cases where I probably have to request it from the library, because when I was there, the Prince of Dogs was there. So, or maybe someone else took it out. I don't know. Anyways, it wasn't there. So I was looking for another like pre-2000s fantasy written by a female author. Very particular genre, niche genre thing that I was looking for. And this one may fit the bill. I believe it was 1970s the first book was published, and it's basically Merlin's life. Yeah. So there's that. This is the trilogy. I'm only going to read the first book, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, I won't say no to reading the other 2, but the goal is only to read like the first 300 pages of this book. And then I was looking at nonfiction and thinking if I could fit this in somehow into the nonfiction, and decided to get it anyways because I've been looking forward to reading this. I think I've got it on audio and ebook, but I'm more likely to read a physical book. And this is Stalin's War in Ukraine, Red Famine by Anne Applebaum, and this is about the, I don't know when it started, 1929. My grandfather went through this, so it'd be interesting to learn more about it. Yeah, his parents were killed during that time. And then a few months ago, I read The Wildings by Nell and Jana Roy, and they had the sequel there, so I thought, why not? I really enjoyed that one. It's basically about cats in India, and like the cats are the characters, and it's not middle grade or YA, like it's adult. So that was very cool. This is 100 Names of Darkness. I don't know what goes on in this one. It's a sequel. Oh right, okay, so they had a big battle at the end of the other one, and this is like the afterwards, and it's winter. Ooh, do we follow more of, oh, sorry, oh, that's gonna be interesting. I can't tell you because it'll be spoilers. And then I got a couple more manga. I read Beastars Volume 1 and I enjoyed it. It starts off with a murder, and I was just like, well, the murder wasn't solved by the by the next one. So I picked up volumes 2 and 3 because I read these in like one sitting. They take like 45 minutes to read, so I'm really looking forward to them. They are at high school, boarding school, and there's they're both prey, but they also follow like carnivores and herbivores, like trying to get along, like that whatever that movie was, you know, with the fox and the rabbit, but it's Japanese high school. And then the same thing with Sailor Moon. I thoroughly enjoyed Sailor Moon, and I was sitting there the whole time going like, I have to go back to the library and get like the rest of this. I have to go back to the library and get the rest of them. So I did get volumes 2, 3, and 4, because again, as I said, these read really fast. I could probably read all 3 of these in one sitting. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the collection, and this is the Pretty Guardian version. I don't know what makes that different, and it's Sailor Moon. If you don't know Sailor Moon, then like, what are you doing with your life? Because Sailor Moon is awesome. Go and like, I've watched the anime like since I was younger, and I have like a Sailor Moon hat and art and everything. Like I love Sailor Moon, but I never read the manga. I just watched the anime. Anyways, so that's my library part of this TBR.